Hey guys, so it is our first leadership team call just for the push leaders, just for my faves that are working their asses off. Yeah, that's you. Smiles, that's you. You guys, this group, you had to be invited into it. Last call we had, yes, it was us. Yes, I was explaining the different parts of the tracker. And there were a handful of people who were on that call that were not supposed to be on that call. They hijacked the call, and I messaged them and was like, get off. This isn't for you. This is only for my people. Yeah, that's right. This is only for my people that I feel have proven that they deserve to be here. We are learning so much in this push leadership group. And as I told you guys before, I'm paying like 300, what was it? 350, $300 a month to be in this group that I'm in. And I am now creating this for you guys for freezies, kind of, but not really for freezies. You guys are putting in your time, and I know that's really, really valuable to you. So I'm going to be teaching you just a little bit here about what I'm learning in my push group. And it's going to be kind of like a pump up talk, but it's also going to be related specifically to you, your time management, the energy that you have to give to others, and kind of how to focus your energy on the people that you need to. So I think most of us probably have heard the story of like the Good Samaritan, or, you know, if you go to church, or if you're part of Girl Scouts or Boy Scouts or whatever, we know that serving others is really important. And one of the hardest things for me going from being a teacher, and I'm sure this would be the same for anyone who's a mom, is our focus is always on those who are struggling the most. As a teacher, that was my job, was to identify who is struggling and come up with a shit ton of really creative ideas of how to get that person to get on board. And if you're running a charity, that's what you should do. But you're not going to get paid for it. And so what we have really figured out, I mean, with coaching, this is a business, right? It's a freaking business. So I need to be giving my attention and my time to you guys, the sexies on this call right now, who have actually put in the work. And you guys are going to need to do that same thing with your people. And it's really, really hard. But basically, we break it down into, there are different jobs that we have. We are here to motivate. We are here to model, and we are here to mentor. Okay? When you're motivating, that is time that you're giving away for free. You're asking for nothing in return. Motivating would be our live videos that we're doing on Wednesdays. You guys can switch up the days on this a little bit if you want, but it's on Wednesdays for a reason. So do your live videos on Wednesdays if possible. Those are motivational talks to the world, or things that are going to pump people up. When you post something in our team page, usually it's motivation. When you're doing your Instagram stories, that's motivation. You're not expecting anything in return. Free groups, motivation. Now, the cool thing about motivation, even though you're not getting paid for it, it is put out there and you can reuse that content over and over and over again. Okay, so that is an hour of your life, maybe. I'm just going to like round up to say it's an hour of your life that isn't lost, because you can take that hour. You didn't make money in it, but you can use it over and over. Whereas with mentoring, like what we're doing right here, because it is so specific to the people, to you guys, that is time that you cannot get back. It's time you're not getting paid for. You can't use that material for anything else. We have a guest here today joining us today. You can't use it for anybody else. Like, for example, this call that I'm doing with you guys specifically about leadership, I could not just take this recording with your questions throughout it and give it to somebody else who is wanting to be a leader, right? It is specific to you guys. And so same with when you guys are working with your challengers, what you want to do in order to not make your lives hell, basically, if you are trying to work with a lot of challengers, you are trying to work with a lot of other coaches, what you want to do is you want to make sure that you are using your mentorship time for the people that want to be mentored and are growing after each call. So how many of you have worked with people and maybe they're challengers and they call you up or they talk to you, and every single time you talk to them, they're at the same place. I'm not talking about you. Who dat? Bae, who dat?
I love you, Bae.
Kelly Lynn is, joining in.
Love you.
From over there, from the rolly chair.
I love you all, actually.
Not just Bae, right?
Yeah, not just Bae.
So just talking about like the energy that you need to have and that you need to bring to those calls, you want to make sure that your mentorship calls, if you're mentoring people on health and fitness, is there a way that you can cut down the time that you're spending to message and talk to every single person individually? So for example, Kay had something set up on Sundays where she would go through the goals of anybody who would get on there. She would talk to them about their plan for the week. That something like that could work for you to talk to all of your challengers who are saying, I want your time, I need your help, I don't know how to get started. You could talk to them all at the same time, rather than trying to divide yourself between all of these different people. Or making a live video, or making a live video that would go, in the group where your challengers are. So finding ways to basically be more creative about how you are spending your time. Because with the modeling part, us showing up on these calls every day, you're basically already doing the modeling part. So that's motivate. That needs to be something that you can reuse. Okay. So a free group you can reuse. Posts you can reuse. Videos, live videos, or other videos you make, you can reuse those. And that's why it is a wise use of your hour. But if you're spending an hour to talk to one individual person, I want you to just reflect on what has that person invested to get that time from you. Now, did they just buy a challenge pack? Well, sure then. Sure, that's fine. But if they are not ordering Shakeology, they are not ordering Performance Line, they are not doing the work, they're not putting the time in, they're not putting the effort in, what exactly are they paying for your time? And how can we separate, friendships and charity work from this being a business? It's really hard, guys. I'm not saying that this is easy. And I am a bleeding heart. Anyone who knows me knows this. But when you are giving all of yourself constantly to tons and tons and tons of people, and you're not, basically it's time management. It comes down to discipline on our parts of time management and not accepting those phone calls from people who were not your friends before this. They're not doing their part and they keep calling you every single time. Find a way to get those people on a group call where you can address all of them at the same time, or maybe let them know when you're going to be going live on that topic in a group. That is my recommendation for you guys on that one. Because it's really like, if you think about it with business, it feels like shit, basically, is what I'm getting at. It feels like shit to say, I'm not going to help someone just because they're not paying me. I'm not going to give them my time just because I'm not getting paid. That makes me feel like a shitty person. However, if you went into, I don't know, let's say there's a pizza place and you walked into it and you're like, I'm ready to invest my money, because time is money. Your time is worth money. You know this. We all have value, right? If you were going to walk into a pizza place and decide, will I invest my money, my hard-earned money in this pizza place and it growing, and you walk in and there's like, basically everyone's sitting around this pizza place, they're high as kites, they're like, what up, man, the pizza, fuck yeah, like, this is a fucking pizza. Would you invest your money in that growing? Would you invest the only money that you have and you're wanting it to grow? Would you invest it there? Or would you go to a different business that is showing that they're thriving? Not just because you like pizza. That's not a reason to invest your time and money into that person. You get what I'm saying? So like, you got to be smart about this. One book that has helped me a lot, I hope you guys have all downloaded it, is The Energy Bus. I think the parts that helped me were when the fact that he was resistant the entire time. That he had all of these same beliefs that I used to have of like, well, what if we leave someone behind? Or what if the people that I thought were going to get on my energy bus, I show up with the energy bus and I'm like, hey, like, here's your ticket. And they're like, nah, I think I'm good. Feels like a walking kind of a day. And you're like, what the fuck? I thought you were going to love this. I brought that to you the other day, huh? But it's like, sometimes that's the whole thing, is like, you cannot make your time and your mission and your vision and your dream, you cannot just push that on your loved ones. Sorry about that.
Do you need this
Sorry about
for
that.
yourself?
Right? No kidding. The energy bus teaches us that you basically you have to decide where you're going. Where are you taking your bus? Do you know where you're going? And what's your energy going to be like on the bus? Because if you go to pick someone up and you're like, I don't know where we're going. I don't know what the vibe is really going to be like. I don't know how long you're going to be on the bus. Get on the bus. That's like creepy, kidnappy. No one's going to get on that bus. So you got to keep your energy levels high and just know that you're going regardless, because that's the bus you want to be on. And you got to take ownership and be driving your own bus rather than being dependent on me, depending on Beachbody, on anybody else for it. One thing I think it's important for you to remember is that the people who get you to Emerald will not be the people who get you to Diamond. The people who get you to Diamond are not going to be the people who get you to 2-star. The people who get you to 2-star will not be the same diamonds likely that get you to 5-star. And that is a really hard concept for those of us with big hearts who are like, my people, my people, my people. I love my tribe. I love my tribe so much. I believe in them with my whole heart. But when you are investing all of your time and energy into those same people, and maybe their vision has changed, maybe they've gotten on a different bus, and you got to be able to give them the space to decide for themselves what they want to do and continue inviting other people to get on your freaking bus. So once I really looked at my own business and realized, like, okay, how did I get to Emerald? How did I get to Diamond?
This is like
How
a
did
city bus analogy.
Yeah. How did I get to 2-star or 1-star originally? How did I get to 2-star? You guys, the coaches that helped me get to those ranks, the people who got to Diamond, a lot of them have fallen out. A lot of them have come back too. And that's totally fine. That's how this business works. But if you're just fixated on, I have my 2 people and now I'm good and now I just need to pour everything into them, you're going to be disappointed. It doesn't matter if you're talking about with your coaches or with your challengers. I have these challengers. They're so amazing. They're bringing me life. I'm so excited. I'm going to put everything into them instead of continuing to invite new challengers. When those people stop using the product, doing the workouts, it starts to feel real sucky. So that's why we need to continue recruiting and continue focusing on our own journey so that we can show up every single day. You have to show up for 2 people like they were 200. And my mom is a perfect example of this. She was just downstairs. She's, got her foot up and she can barely walk, and she's working on her lesson plans. And I taught her how to basically do Zoom, but like screencast over her slides so she can talk in them and then upload them to YouTube for anybody who couldn't make it to class that day. My mom is that kind of a high school teacher where like she so believes in herself and she so believes in her classroom and what like the power of the English language and like Shakespeare, I don't know, all these things, that she was downstairs and she was like, Kerri, I need to get these videos uploaded. The kids are waiting. And I'm like, it's high school English class. It is the weekend. I didn't have the heart to be like, nobody is waiting for your additional instructions, analytical video. But like, the thing is she is so passionate about it. I'm like, sign me up for that class, man. Like, she is so passionate about it, and we have to be showing up. You guys, I've done, I don't even know, 20, 30, 40 team calls where I was the only person who got on. I had my coach group for a year and a half where it felt like I was the only person posting. I would literally call people and be like, Kelly Lynn, will you comment on that? And will you like that? Like, maybe somebody else will then, right? It's like you're paying your friends just to like your post. And that's just how it is. But you have to decide, are you going to be here no matter what, either way? What if the people that you're counting on right now, because I know all of our eyes are kind of like twinkling with like, we've got some people, we've got a little bit of momentum. Like, if you're so excited because you have those people, what if those people were to quit tomorrow? All of them. It would suck, right? Would you still do it? If the answer is no, you're probably in the wrong business, man. Like, it's just, you develop a tougher skin. You end up realizing what's important to you and what's not. And you learn how to be rejected and not have that completely destroy your self-worth. Is that not a good skill set to have either way? Like, life skills. Should we not be able to go through life and have people not like us because of whatever reason? And if we take that to heart, it's going to be hard for us in the future. So I want you guys to know that the difference between people who can, basically there's statistics, right? Like, if you get through an entire invite with somebody, let's say you get through an invite with 10 people, statistically speaking, one of those people is going to become a customer of yours. 1 in 10. That doesn't mean right now. Usually for most of us, it's like 30, 60, 90 days down the road. And for some people, it's like a year, 2 years, 3 years down the road. So you never know. But statistically, 1 in 10. So that's why we say it's a numbers game, in the sense that if you are getting through the entire invite, and I say that over and over because I used to count saying, hey girl, how's your day going? Are you on a health and fitness journey? I used to count that as an invite. It's not a freaking invite. When I say invite, I mean you are inviting them to a challenge group, giving that information about what you do and what you have to offer. 1 in 10 of those combos will lead to a challenger. 1 in 10. So there are people who perform higher than that. Yes, practice has something to do with it, but way more than that, it's energy. It's how much energy are you bringing to the table? Are you pulling up, driving the energy bus like, woo, woo, hey, I'm here. Who's riding on my bus? Who's riding? Are you getting there like party time, or are you showing up to people, inviting them to be on your bus like, I know my bus is kind of crappy and your ticket's going to cost like, it's going to cost money, and you don't have to if you don't want to, but would you ever think about some, like, you know, I'm just going to drive away and I'll come back around like in a couple months and be like, but did you want to though? Like, that is where the difference is going to lie. So 1 in 10, yes. But if you want to be performing at a higher level than 1 in 10, you need to up your energy levels. And it is not based on sleep. It is not based on your schedule. It is not based on nutrition entirely. It is not based on workouts. It is mindset. It is a choice. And I'm going to help you guys with how to bring up your own energy level, not just when you're feeling good. Because when you're feeling good, it's freaking easy. You just look at your bank account. You look at your sexy body in the mirror. You run around naked a couple times. You like, you know, walk downstairs and high five I see you. You walk downstairs and high five your bestie who's right there waiting for you with a snack. Like, yeah, when things are going well, it's easy as hell to keep your energy levels high. But what about when you get 5 coach cancellation notifications in one day? Been there. What about when you have a coach that you've worked with nonstop, about to hit diamond, one coach away, cancel, because she and her husband got into a fight. Cancel her coach account and get everyone else on her whole team to quit. Been there. So, yeah, exactly. Sucks. Not saying it doesn't suck. I'm saying we have to recognize that this is a business of attrition. And when we have low energy, that 1 to 10 ratio of recruitment is going to not be 1 to 10 anymore. It's going to be less. So if you see people who are putting in all the work, they're like, I'm working my ass off and I'm not getting 1 out of 10. I'm doing all of these things and I'm not getting through. Like, it's one thing to say, Kerri, I don't have time to put in this number of things that I know I could be doing if I had more time. That's fine. But I'm talking about the people who feel like they're showing up every single day doing all the things and they're not getting the recruitment numbers that they're wanting to. We need to figure out whether or not it is what they're doing during that time, whether it is a focus issue of being spread in too many places, or whether there's an actual flaw in your system. We have to break that down. But for a lot of people, it is that their energy levels are too low. And for the people who you see who it seems like they are doing a lot better than 1 in 10, it's because their energy levels are so much higher. So if you were able to double or triple the number of recruits that you were getting with the same amount of time put in, would that change your business? Right? She goes, what kind of question is that? Fucking good question is what it is. Of course. And what we had to do for our Josh Coates training is he gave us kind of the tracker that you guys have now, but more. It's much, much more than that. So every time you guys are doing 20 follow-ups, I'm doing 40. Every time you guys are doing 20 invites, I'm doing 40. I have a lot more on my list, which I chose, so I'm not getting mad about it. But here was the challenge. The challenge was not, guys, I want you to double your work and double the amount of time you're putting in. So if you're already putting in 4 hours, I would like you, I'm a Virgo, I would like you to now be spending 8 hours of your life on this. No, that's not what he said. He said that he wants all of us to be fitting in everything on our tracker in under 3 hours a day. So I was like, okay, everything you gave me, I can do that. I can get that done by the end of the day. Awesome. And then he said that, and I was like, are you freaking nuts? How on earth am I going to double or triple what I am doing in less time? How? And what the formula that he gave us is basically urgency, which is what we have through this group and what we provide with our challengers by having a start date and end date of our challenge. Urgency creates focus. Urgency breeds creativity, and urgency demands ownership. Write that down if you guys have a pen and paper. Urgency creates focus, breeds creativity, and demands ownership.
One more time.
Urgency creates focus, breeds creativity, and demands ownership. And basically what he's saying is, by giving you this smaller window of time of saying, no, you don't have all day to do this. You have 3 hours of the day, because the other hours of the day, you need to be focused on your family. You need to be living your life. You need to be doing the things, pouring your best self into your family. If you're pouring all of who you are, the best parts of you, into strangers on the internet who aren't really even trying to buy tickets on your bus anyway, and then you come home and you're a dick to your partner or to your kids, are you going to have the support of your family to continue this business? No. So here are some ways that I recommend building your energy so that you can create, basically so you can be your best self when you are showing up to be more productive. I recommend drinking Energize. Boom. Do it. Oh yeah, I know. I poured some, if you guys pour like emergency, like the fizzy tablets in, Lisbeth and I experienced an explosion in her car. And then I realized not to do it inside a car because it will explode, and also not in a wee bottle. And then I gave Kelly Lynn some, but I forgot to tell her that was in it. So she drank it. And she was like, oh, like, what's wrong with your Energize? Anyway, focus. Basically self-care. If you need any help with your morning routine, I can tell you by about 7, 8 o'clock at night, I'm an idiot. Like, I cannot show up with the same energy, the same focus, the same anything at night. That's why I'm really digging these weekend calls being on the weekend. But I also know for scheduling wise, I heard from most of you that Thursdays are what work better, Thursday evening. So Miracle Morning is a book that helps you set up your morning routine. Raise your hand if you've already read Miracle Morning. Just us? Okay, check that out. There's Miracle Morning for network marketers. It's specifically for that. So I would definitely give that a listen. I listen to all of my books through Audible. So if you are someone who either does not like to sit down or does not really like to read, or you're driving a lot, or you're doing a lot of chores, just stick your earbud in and go, and you can listen and learn that way. Second way is I take these disappointments as they're coming, the things that could be draining my energy, like the negative thoughts, and instead of channeling that as like disappointment, I channel it into my reason. I channel it into my why. I get mad. I allow myself to get mad enough to work. So it's not that I'm just not having emotions or feelings about my failures or disappointments. I'm just using that emotional energy and I'm redirecting it into what I'm trying to create. So for example, Allie, can I use your personal life to benefit me? Is that cool with you? Awesome. So for example, Allie is working for a bunch of douche canoes right now. And they are totally not accommodating what she needs them to accommodate for her spine issues. So they are being awful, and they basically were like, sorry, boo, like we're going to put you on like mandatory medical leave, right? I think she finally got to that point after fighting them. Now, she could either have said, you know what, Kerri, I can't even do coaching right now. I can't work with people. How could I possibly do that when my life is falling apart? She could have said, I'm so overwhelmed and I'm so stressed out with everything going on in my life. I just need to take a step back. And I've heard that from, approximately 500 coaches that I have mentored, but not Allie. Allie was like, screw you guys. I'm going to build the shit out of this business, because she's mad. She's got that like anger, a little bitty, cute, nice girl anger power pushing her through doing her power hours. And that's how you do things that you don't want to do when you don't want to do them. Okay. Third thing. So we've got basically self-care, Miracle Morning. Allow yourself to get frustrated with not being able to do the things you want to do. For me, it was not being able to come home for family events. Every single time there was a family event that I couldn't come home for, it hurt. And I let it hurt. Instead of me just sitting around moping, being like, oh my God, I wish I were doing this thing right now. I wish I were with my family right now. I wish I could be there. I'm so disappointed. I'm so disappointed. Yeah, I could do that. And I could say that over and over again. Instead, I am going to fuel that anger energy into building something that will get me out of that situation. And now I am able to spend that time with my family. But it took consistency over time of letting that be my driving force for that to work. So the third thing after getting mad is allowing yourself to stay close to the fire. getting on these calls, interacting with the group, reaching out to somebody else who was in this leader group to be your push partner. And then the fourth one is saying yes to opportunities as they come up. So if you find out that there's like a leadership type of opportunity for you and you're invited, go. If you find out, I don't know, someone's holding something online, like, or Super Saturday, freaking go. If someone asks you to be a speaker, or maybe they want you to coach them kind of for free, but they're like a high, I don't know, like an influential person. It's not going to give you directly like a sale that moment, but going to that thing could open other doors for you. Freaking go. Like, say yes to opportunities. So these are all ways to keep your energy levels up. You guys need to know that the energy I'm bringing you today, I do not have all the time. I do not have this level of energy 24/7. I save it for the times that I need to have this much energy. This isn't me all the time. This is me focused on you guys, having done a bunch of push-ups, drank some Energize, being prepared, and thinking throughout the day and the night before what I was going to talk to you about. Okay? So that is what it takes. Okay. We're going to stop there with the pump up speech, and I have some questions for you guys, each individually. Okay. I'm going to say your 3 questions, and then I'm going to go around and ask you one by one. But if you know it, then you can be thinking about it. Question number 1 is, on a scale from 1 to 10, how did you perform on an action level this week? Now, this is not to shame anybody, but this is just for you to be reflective, right? It's the only way for us to grow. On a scale from 1 to 10, how did you perform on an action level this week? When I say action level, I'm referring to the things that are on that tracker. Number 2, what numbers have you produced this month for sales or recruits? When I say sales, I mean Success Club, hitting Success Club, or it could be Beachbody on Demand. So if for you, you're like, screw Success Club, that's not what I'm working on right now. I'm working on building an income. Then when I ask you this question, you can tell me maybe how much money you have made this month, if that's what's more important to you. Now, if it's a Success Club number, so basically you could say, I've made $40 this month. Or you could say, I'm at Success Club 2. Does that make sense? So choose which one applies more to you and let us know what numbers you have this month. So that's for the sales side. And then the recruitment side, when I say recruitment, I mean coaches, working coaches. Okay. And then the third question is there anything I can help you with or clarify? Okay. Lisbeth, are you okay with me going with you first? Yeah. Okay. I'm going to unmute you. Go ahead. I can't hear you.
Hear me now?
There, sort of. Yeah. So the first one was, on a scale from 1 to 10, how do you feel you performed on an action level this week?
I would say that I'm at 10. The only thing I haven't done is content creation, and I have today for that. So
rock on. Yes. Way to go, dude. That's awesome. And this week, just in case you guys didn't know, this week didn't even count, but I want you to know what we're going to be doing at the end of all of these calls so that you know next week what's coming for you. What numbers have you produced this month for like Success Club and recruits for coaches?
I'm only at Success Club 4. My goal is 10. So I'm hoping some of those invites turn.
Mm-hmm.
One of those people that might be a Success Club point, I'm trying to get her to sign up as a coach. If anything, just to do like performance line to people.
Sure. So right now, Success Club 4, 0 coaches, right?
Yep. And Lorraine said she's going to sign up. So that will get Alex halfway to Emerald.
Cool. Perfect.
So,
and if you have like another coach account or something like that, feel free to let us know those numbers as well, because I know it feels like those like when you sign up your partner and you're trying to build them to emerald to get to diamond, which is what we have to do, still share those numbers with us because there's still people you recruited and you're getting paid for it. Okay. And is there anything I can help you with? Anything that you need clarification on that's on the chart?
No, I don't think so. This group's been really good.
Awesome. Cool. All righty. Kay, you ready to go next? Kay in Hawaii. Hawaiian Kay.
Let me go into the other room because my husband is playing that sound. Okay, so first one, 1 to 10 for action. I would say maybe like 6.
Okay.
Probably. And I have been working each day, but there are a few things that I'm going to work through actually today to like really help me make sure that I get through them, because I've learned a lot this week about how I need to do it to do it better this next week. So hopefully that'll go a lot better. There have just been like different hiccups with, things, but I've been much more like focused, I guess, than I thought I would be. I thought it would be much harder than it has been.
To do it while traveling, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, to like work while traveling. So like we have downtime and relax time, and I'm finding that knowing what's on the tracker and having those conversations and adding to my network, while all of them haven't been happening like every single day, they're still happening. Like I'm finding those little times and I'm thinking about, oh yeah, I could do this in this time. And so like we'll be relaxing and hanging out, and it's like, oh, well, I could add 50 people to my network now. Oh, we're sitting here making breakfast. I can do some kind of work during this time. And so I just use little pockets of time so I'm not feeling stressed. I'm not feeling like I'm constantly working.
Yeah.
But it's like, okay, so right now my focus needs to be here, and later today I'm going to have this much time, and it is planning it out in my head. But I guess I haven't been like reciting my goals every day, even though I know what they are and they are on my mind. And I haven't planned out my day, I guess maybe in the way that I think I maybe should. I don't know, maybe I don't need to do it that way, but it's like I know what I'm doing each day, but I'm not like writing it down.
Well, we start on Monday, so it's okay. So this week, even if you come today saying 0, 0, 0, 0 times 100, like that's not the point of this. It's just, you know what I mean? Just to check in. So by Monday, you're going to have like a whole new skill set. And I think both of us figured this out. Like I did Josh Coates stuff for a month and was like, I felt like the whole first month that I was just kind of like barely getting by in the tracker and learning. And that's why this group goes till the end of the year. Because even if you do all of these actions every day for this whole month, it may not be until the following month. Like you guys saw at the beginning, I had 0 Success Club points, and this is my full-time job all the way through, halfway through the month. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And then boom, 4-day period, 16 Success Club points. I've got a list of 20 people who say that, yes, they're ordering. Like it's totally the compound effect. But if I would have punked out, and thank you every single person here who has been cheering me on and like sending me, like John was like, hey, this happens. Do something about it. Don't get mad about it. Do something about it. So anyway, focusing. Okay, what's your numbers for current this month's sales and recruits, Success Club and recruits?
4, and then also a Beachbody On Demand.
Mm-hmm.
And then one of those Success Club points was for somebody who's a coach.
Awesome.
And so yeah, I was really excited about that.
Anything that, yeah, that's awesome. Anything that I can help you with specifically, like any questions you have or clarifications on things on the tracker?
No.
Okay. Rock on, dude. Allie, you ready, boo?
Hey, how's it going?
There you go. Yeah.
Cool. My number for performance this week, I felt like was probably closer to an 8. I felt like I started off the week really, really strong. It was my last week at work, so I got up at 4 a.m. every day and did this entire list before I went to work. But then on Friday, I was super emotional about it being my last day, and I like fell off the rest of the weekend. So I definitely think that whole spiel about energy is like totally directed to me. I need to get my energy up, but that's going to be my focus next week. But other than that, it was super manageable, and I was doing more in an hour and a half than I was ever doing in my power hour before. So this structure helped, and I started like planning out my day by like the half hour, and that made a big difference. So I really like the system.
Way to go, man. That's awesome. Where are you at for Success Club and recruits or sales?
I have 2 Success Club points. I just have 1 challenger. I signed up at the beginning of the month, and I haven't signed up anybody since then. But I did have some really good conversations last week that I'm hoping will kind of continue in as I follow up. I have a couple people who've told me they're definitely doing the October challenge, but I have a lot of people who tell me that and then don't follow through. So I don't want to bank on it till I get them set up. But
yeah,
I'm working on following up.
Do you have any questions on anything that I can help or we can help you with this next week? Anything you need clarification on or you're not sure about?
No, I feel pretty good. I feel like it's just mostly personal work, a little bit of mindset work, and then just really working on my energy as stuff changes. I'm like a huge creature of habit and hate when my life changes, so I'm going to make a good goal to work through this and not let it give me anxiety.
Energy bust, do you have that?
No, I've been on a money crunch, so I've just been kind of randomly listening to like YouTube videos of people like Josh Coates stuff and other Rachel Hollis stuff, but I'm hoping in the next month I can order it.
Yeah, energy bus. I'm sure you could probably find something on YouTube or like, like recordings of it or the Audible free trial as Lisbeth said, good idea.
I use that.
Yeah, that would be. I bet that there's readings of different parts of it, or you can see materials on it since that is something specifically that you're working on.
Cool. Thanks.
Yep. Rock on. John.
What up, yo?
How's it going, man?
Pretty good. Yeah. I gotta give my action level as probably a 7 this week. The only reason is because I'm pretty hard on myself, and I'm not giving myself anything higher than a 9, and I definitely don't deserve a 9. So it's probably really an 8, but that John Houston, he can settle with a 7. That's what he gets this week. I'm at SC4 for the month.
Nice job, man.
But I got 12 pumpkin packs sold, though, because that spice be nice.
Like, well, wait, hold on. 12 different people?
Well, no, 12 packs. Like, they're all my customers. They're all my customers.
But like, yeah. 12 different people ordered pumpkin Shakio from you?
It's like 7 different people, but because there are a couple multiples.
You've got some.
I had, yeah. I'm probably. I mean, you know me. I work part-time. This is my part-time gig, but about $700 this month ain't too bad for a part-time gig. So check that shit.
Yeah, man. Damn, dude, that's great.
And on the tracker, I have to admit I fell off on Friday because I was so every now and then I go into frantic mode. I recognize when, and I think we all do this. I recognize when I just need to take the doors off the car and empty out everything that's heavy so I can just go as fast as humanly possible to get across the finish line. if you know what I mean. Like, I was talking to 3 or 4 different people about different stuff and trying to do different things. And on Friday, I was trying to get stuff done. I didn't have time to write it down. Like, that happens every now and then, but
Yep. So if that ever happens, after we start on Monday, you guys will have like up until Sunday at noon. That's when I'm shutting down the tracker. At that point, you're not going to be able to get on the tracker to add anything. It's going to be like made uneditable, shut down for you. So it'll be Sunday at noon Central Time.
Yeah, just for the purposes, I knew this was practice week, so for the purposes of that, I kind of just thought, well, I missed it, so I missed it.
Yeah, it's totally fine. So next week, and worst case scenario, let's say you have something that happens like that where it's like, hey man, I just did not have time to go through and get that stuff done. Let's say then Sunday he doesn't have time to do it. He can't get on the tracker. Like, you'll still know what's on there because it's the same stuff every single week. And you guys can be working on those tasks on Sunday. I'll be doing the call out post in our little message thread on Monday, being like, where you at? And all of us, our job is to cheer these people the fuck on, is to send them love notes and messages and pictures of your boobs or whatever you think will motivate them. John Houston, I especially mean you. I want boob pics if ever we fall below. Exactly. That's what motivates me, John. So if ever I'm not on the tracker at 70% and I have to bust myself out, that's what I need from you. Is there anything that you're not sure about that, or anything you're struggling with we can help you with?
Not really. I mean, there is one thing that I really could use some help with. I mean, I just can't do it by myself. For Christmas, can you help me with a gift certificate for Fit Peanut Fitness for shuffleboard lessons? Because she sucks. Other than that, I love you.
He can't help himself, Bae. He can't help himself. This is what it's like to have an older brother. If you've never, yeah. Well done, John. Keep kicking ass, man. Bae, it sounds like the torch was just passed to you real hard.
I'd say for the scale of 1 to 10, I was like a 6 because I did like the first couple days and then I fell off. I think I just forget like to fill out the thing. Like, I was still doing the actions. I wasn't doing affirmations because I just don't do them and I need to do them. And PD, I wasn't doing PD. So everything else I was like starting combos, inviting all that stuff, drinking my shakes. But I'd give myself like a 6 or 5.
All right, Success Club and recruits.
I'm at 6, hopefully 10 or plus by the end of the month. And then I got 13 people for Beachbody On Demand 3 month and 6 people for the 6 month. And then I've made $1,300.
Well done, boo. What about coach recruits?
3, I think. Discount. Actually, they just switched though. I didn't like. They're not new. They switched to being discount. And then zero coaches.
Zero working coaches.
Yeah, I'm talking to 3 girls right now from my post yesterday on Instagram.
Okay. Nice job, dude. Anything that is on the tracker, as far as like not remembering to put it on or to like go on it, I would, when you're sitting down to do your power hour, I would basically pull it up and go through them one by one, like have that be what's in front of you during your power hour. Is there anything else that we can help you with, or anything you don't really get that's on there?
No, I really just want to be able to like teach my coaches how to coach, right?
Okay. So for anybody who has coaches that you're signing up, that was a very cute way of saying that, Bae. Anyone who is signing up new people who are just starting to get into it, Monday night, so the normal time of our team call, I am going to be leading the Success Club push group. So we're not going to be having our normal team call. Marie will still have one, so you can get on Marie's if you want to. But the Success Club group right now, my list for that is I have Sierra, Amy, Julie Steffens decided to do it. She is. Yeah, she is. We talked on the phone. I got her on. She's doing it. Elle, Corty, Kirsty, Sarah Nelson, Christina, Heath, Kylie, Brenda Morales, and then I haven't gotten a form back from Annalisa Tabor. But basically, guys, this Success Club push group is really more like it's going to be mostly the same thing as on our tracker. And I may end up doing them separately because what I'm realizing is there's a few things that I could condense on yours. And if I wouldn't be changing anything on yours for at least a month. So don't even worry about that. But I may put one less post per day on theirs and just simplify things down to the basics. And then anyone who is in that group who's rocking it, after a month, maybe I'll add them to this group if they're more ready to be leaders at that point and they're consistently showing up. So Bae, I think the number one thing that I wasn't doing before that is helping me so much now with my new coaches is making sure that when they start, when they're starting out as a challenger, that I'm doing that call with them. Doing them one-on-one, I do think helps, but if you can and you're signing up a bunch of people at the same time, have the calls in groups of 3 or 4 and do your new challenger call. If they're signing up as a coach initially, I do the new challenger call. I treat them like a challenger. They get all the support and encouragement that you would give a challenger for 2 weeks. After those 2 weeks, then I send them, if I talk to them and I see where their energy levels are at and I see if they're ready for coaching, to learn the coaching part of it. And then I'll send them the new coach email and start them with the training there. I'm not throwing them into all of the groups.
Okay.
I'm having them focus on their journey and interact with me one-on-one and encouraging them one-on-one first. And then slowly but surely I'll add them to one thing at a time. But if someone has signed up and they're ready to work the business and they just need to know where to start, get them on the call on Monday night. Even if they haven't filled out my little form yet, get them on there because I'm going to be breaking down all of those tasks in itty bitty teeny weeny little pieces for them, answering questions, and I'm going to be motivating them on that more initial level of recruitment and the reason we want to have a team and that kind of thing. Kind of like the call we did at the beginning. Okay.
She's messaging you for the form right now.
Okay.
Well, I told her to.
Okay, cool. Alrighty. Mac Attack, mac and cheese. Where you can hear me?
Okay, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay, so I am thinking my energy for the week was probably like a 6, just because I started out the week like really pumped up and I feel like I just like died, I don't know, by Wednesday. It just hit me and I just fucking died. The tracker, I totally did not realize was a week long. Like I saw Monday and I was like, oh, okay, we're going to fill it out for one day and then we're going to start next week. And now I'm like, wait a second, why are they talking about multiple days? I was like, oh, because I didn't keep fucking scrolling. So I went on there like 2 seconds ago and looked and it was like, okay, I suck. I did
that's
Monday.
why I kept messaging you like, are you okay? Is everything good?
I'm like, we're good. What are you talking about? I was like, yeah, I'm kicking ass.
Yeah. Yeah.
The good thing is though, is like I wrote all of it down, like the plan out your day, write down your goals. And I did that every day this week. I just wrote it down that I did it instead of putting it in a tracker.
Sure.
So next week will definitely be on the tracker. I'm at Success Club 12 right now.
Damn, girl. Way to go.
I think I have 2 people signing up tomorrow with challenge packs, and I have one coach that is interested, right, or one girl that's interested in being a coach, and she's just like, I'm not sure. And I'm like, your Instagram is great, your content is great, you're already fit, you already post workout videos like every day, like you're a coach basically for free. Like now make money off of it. So that's what I'm working on, is just like doing more coach requesting, I guess, because I'm doing really good with finding challengers. But I definitely need to get some more coaches. I'm talking to a couple of my challengers now about switching over to coaching, or at least a discount. I'm doing my personal development. I'm reading this book. It's called Manifesting Made Easy. And this fucking book is so good, guys. Like, I would so suggest it because it's so easy. And it basically just talks about like closing your eyes and picturing yourself where you want to be. And it helps you get to that point. I'm a huge believer in manifestation and, you know, putting it out there in the universe, and like your energy affects everything. So that was my big one, was I started this book this week, and it's literally been like life-changing. It's just like, okay, you know what you want to do, picture it in your head, get it to that point, and every single morning, you know, wake up and tell yourself, I'm great, I'm worthy, I'm an awesome coach. People are going to flood to me because I can help them. Just, yeah, really, really love it. It's something I do every morning. Gosh, I don't, now that I know that the tracker is a week long, I have no questions about it at all. Because I was like, so do we write it down and send it to you? No, we fill out the tracker.
Yeah, you fill out and starting tomorrow, there's a whole nother tab, because there's a few people that like joined midweek, and they're not like Kelly Lynn wasn't even on the tracker, I realized. Sorry about that. But either way, Kelly Lynn wasn't even on the tracker until like today. So like there's
probably filled out more than I did.
No, she couldn't. She was unable to because her name wasn't even on it. So
okay.
So there's a
Don't worry, girl.
Yeah, there's a few people who are joining who haven't done anything yet, and they're just going to start fresh next week, and it's a separate tab. Each week will be a tab. So please just make sure when you guys are getting on there that you are filling out your own line, because we've had quite a few issues in the Josh Coates group with people like just not paying attention, clicking on it and filling in the line below, or like erasing someone else's line. You get on, it's like, wait, what's going on? They're like, oh,
it reminds me like
delete. Oh wait, that was someone else's line. Ooh. So
it reminds me of middle school when they had you do like PowerPoint presentations, and I could like never figure out how to get that shit to work. And I'm like, oh shit, just deleted it.
My bad. Okay. We have Lisbeth, Kay, Allie, John, Bailey, Mac. So Michaela has no questions. Is that everybody? Allie, we did you. John, Bailey. Okay, you're up next. Yep, the answer to say 0, 0, but I need to see your pretty face. Come here.
Hello.
We got her out of the corner. Woo! This is Kelly Lynn. Action level last week.
1.
All right, it's not 0. It's not 0. What was the second question?
I've made $150 this month.
Not too shabby.
No 6.5 love points.
Yeah, not too shabby. And then questions.
Nope, I just have to do the name.
She has to do the damn thing. Okay, maybe there will be more questions next week. Okay, guys, let me see the chat real quick. Yeah, Allie, I told her that her main concern was like the social media and the overwhelm. And so for them, I'm going to be teaching them to do it somewhat like what I did at the beginning, which is in person. So once she knew that this business, even though you're working to build your social media and you're trying to like, work on sharing your journey and posting and all of that, you can build this business and build your clientele in person with the people around you. And she is someone who's a really good friend to her friends and talks to like 20 of her friends a day, just checking in on how they are. So I was like, oh, well, this is easy. You're just going to do it like me then. So once we were on the same page about that, she was good. Okay, and that looks like everything. If there are no other questions, I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording.